Today we'll be talking only about the fundamentals of networking. How many of you have had networking experience before? Only a few. For the rest, it is the first time networking experience. Same as for me. Only thing is that I am probably 3 years old now with the BBB. That's the only difference. So first time networking பண்றவங்களுக்கு அட்வான்டேஜா இல்ல எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்டா இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கு அட்வான்டேஜா? ரெண்டு பேருக்குமே அட்வான்டேஜஸ் இருக்கா? ஓகே. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் பண்ணுறவாளுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய அட்வான்டேஜ் என்னென்னா எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் நியூ. ஸோ த மைண்ட் இஸ் ஓப்பன் டு லேர்ன் நியூ திங்ஸ். எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் ஆனவாளுக்கு ஒரு கோரிலேஷன் குட் பி அ ப்ராப்ளம். நான் அங்கே அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணேன், இங்கே இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கேன், ஸ்லைட்லி டிஃப்ரெண்ட். விச் ஒன் வில் ஒர்க் பெட்டர் வி டோன்ட் நோ. Probably what I know I would like to implement rather than learning something new. அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு dilemma could be there for people who already had experience, because networking in BBB is completely different from networking in any other forum. இப்போ president சொன்னதுல நீங்க all of you must have heard, the one factor which drives us or brings us all close together is community based and a socio-economic forum. So this is not driven by economics alone. This is driven by a social commitment, a social concern for the community. That is one thing which will bind us much closer than in terms of economics. Okay. இன்னொன்று வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா, at least for the first timers, President kept on saying, the more you give, the more you get. Correct? We are all here to give. But are we all here to give honestly? எல்லாருமே அப்படி தான் வந்திருக்கோம் இல்லையா? பிஸ்னஸ் இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணணும், பிஸ்னஸ் எடுத்துக்கணும், வி வாண்ட் டு க்ரோ. அவர் சொல்கிறதும் நீங்கள் எதிர்பார்க்குறதும் தெர் இஸ் அ லாட் ஆஃப் கான்ட்ரடிக்ஷன். ஆம் ஐ ரைட்? லெட்ஸ் பி ஆனஸ்ட், ரைட்? பட் அவர் சொல்கிறதோட மீனிங் என்னென்னா, லெட் அஸ் சே நவ் வி ஆர் அபவுட் 30 in this hall, right? Or 30 or 40 in this hall. If each one of us come with the intention of, I want to get business today, each one of us are having the same thought. Who will open up? At the end of the day, when we get out of this room, all 40 of us will get out without having anything in hand. Because each one of us wants to get, nobody wants to give, correct? So what he meant is, if each one of us wants to give at least one referral, maybe, or one opportunity note, so when we get out of this room, there will be at least 40 referrals, there will be at least 40 opportunity notes. Out of 40, maybe 10, 20 may even get converted into business, and that's how networking happens. So that is the meaning of saying, the more you give, the more you get, right? So the first mindset we need to have is that, how good am I as a giver? So I'm coming into a network forum with a mindset of giving, not with the mindset of getting. Because if we start giving, if each one of us start giving one each, every one of us are likely to get at least one each. So what we came with an intention of having something, we got it because we gave something. So the more you give, the more you get. That is what is the implication of what he was saying. Okay, now, when does an organization succeed, or when does a member in an organization succeed? Any guesses? Any thoughts? Share your thoughts. Let's interact freely. When do you succeed, or when does an organization succeed? Yeah? Yeah. Teamwork, okay? We all grow together, teamwork. What is the fundamental for teamwork? Trust, confidence, okay? I'm asking for the fundamental thing, the basic fundamentals. Commitment, bonding. Okay. 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 Let's take a practical example. Now today I am getting into a new company. I've been given a job of a manager. When will I succeed? Or how will I succeed? I don't want to get when may take time, but how will I succeed? Okay, the team comes along, yes. Dedication, skills. The fundamental thing is that I will succeed only when my expectation aligns with the organization's expectations. That is a fundamental thing. The organization expects something from me, I expect something different from the organization, we are never aligned, we will never progress. So the fundamental thing we need to understand is that what is the expectation which we have from the organization and which the organization has from us, and if you are able to align those expectations, we will be able to progress. If we are never aligned with the expectations, we will never progress. So the fundamental thing that is true for any organization also, because an organization can only succeed if the members in the organization are aligned to the organizational goals, organizational processes, right? So what we talk about it, quickly, can each one of you write, what is your expectation from BBB? Quickly, in the next 2 minutes, you can write. What is your expectation from BBB? Anybody would like to say what's your expectation?
Okay, get 3 lakhs business.
Get 3 lakhs business.
See, I want to expand and grow my business with a target of 3 lakhs this year.
I want to give business to more of my community people, because I have been giving business to a lot of other communities, but not much to my community.
Right.
Increasing my marketing team.
Any other difference? Any other restriction?
Of industry stalwarts.
Grow together.
Now, if you look at it, each one of them have got a different expectation. Is it possible that in an organization when 10 of us are together or 20 of us together, can each one of us have different expectations? It's possible, because it's individuals. It is my expectation. Can you just write down what is BBB's expectation out of you? So we now understand your expectations. Now I want you to know whether you understand the organization expectations.
Yes, creating more young entrepreneurs.
To give value addition.
To create more leaders in our community. You have to have a good network and connect your networks.
Now if you look at it, we had about some 5-6 responses, and each one of it is different, right? Now is it possible that all employees have different expectation from the organization? No. Because an organization has the same expectation from all its members. I may have a different expectation. I may say that I want a promotion, I want an increase in salary, I would like to increase my business. That is all because that depends on what I do, how I do. But the organization has got a uniform expectation from all the members in terms of promoting a business. Many of us didn't even say in terms of what all we need to do. Be it as the president spoke about attendance, about KYT. There are fundamental expectations which the organization has, with which all of us need to align. That's the fundamental thing. And for us to align, we need to know what are the organization's expectations, right? What does the organization expect from you? The first thing the organization expects from you is to engage. You need to engage with your members in the organization or with your members in your chapter. And how do you do that? By having regular attendance, by participating in the proceedings in the meetings. Simply coming, sitting here and then going back is not going to help. Unless I participate. So there is enough opportunities for us to participate. Share your thoughts, share your expertise, engage with people in terms of sharing your own opportunity notes. There could be many ways by which you can participate. Am I really participating or am I only attending? That will also determine your level of engagement. Each one of you will pick up one cheat from that, one name. It should not be your name. If it's your name, put it back in that. And pick up one slip, which could be of any other member available in this room. So it is only for members in this room, not other than those people. Okay, that I will explain to you the importance of attendance there. Okay, so why do I engage? I want to build relationships. Only if I build relationships, many of you said you build up your trust, you build up your business, because business again gets built up with trust and with relationship, right? Do your KYTs. How many of you have done KYTs in the last 15 days after the formal? 1, 2, 3, quite a few, maybe about half the room, okay? Now, let me do a small exercise. See in that, please write your name on top. Please write your name on top in the slip which I gave you. Whosoever received that KYT slip, write your name on top here. Okay? Write your strengths. What are your 3 strengths? And then the 3 people with whom you have done the KYT. If you're not done with 3, if you're done with 1, please write 1 also. No issues. May I know the name of the person with whom you have done the KYT? Mr. Excel Venkat, Mr. Satya. Okay. Now, Mr. Satya, you have done KYT with Mr. Venkatesan, right? Okay. Can you tell me the 3 strengths of Mr. Venkatesan? Okay. Excel Venkat. President, what are the 3 strengths of Mr. Venkatesan?
He holds 3 different degrees.
Okay.
CMA and CS.
Okay.
And he is having a passion for teaching.
Okay.
Right. And third is he wants to reach some numbers of students. He said, I forgot.
Okay. See, if you look at it, when I asked you for this, even though you've done a KYT, you're still thinking.
Correct.
You're not sure. You're thinking, what should I say? I should say some 3 points, I will say some 3 points. Is this the way you do the KYT? If you don't know the strength of the person with whom you have done the KYT, will you be able to promote that person? And I will read out the strength what Mr. Venkatesan has written. He says he's ethical, he's straightforward, caring and willingness to give support. This is what he wants you to tell to your clients or customers and refer him like that. Mr. Madhav Harsha. He has done with Excel Venkat again. I think everybody...
He can create the content in no time. That's what I understood.
Okay.
Right. Second, his strength, he is a enabler of leadership.
Okay.
That he can do.
Okay.
Okay.
Rendida. What he has written is, he is good in communication, visualization and simplification. Okay. I want you people to do an exercise with the person with whom you have done the KYT. Because see, the purpose of KYT is what? The purpose of KYT is know the other person in such a way you can promote their business. And how can you promote somebody else's business? Only by promoting the strengths. Okay? So you need to know the strength of the person with whom you have done your KYT so that you are able to promote it appropriately and also to the right audience in the right manner. That's why I said when you do a KYT, structure it in such a way so that you know at the end of the meeting when you come out, both of you will agree on this is the strength, this is what I want you to say about me to your clients, same way from the other person also. Right? So you will invariably see so that there will be something which is a gap between what I feel and what probably the other person is conveying. That is one reason why many times businesses do not get converted the way we expect or the way we want it. Okay, so focus on the strengths when you do a KYT. Understand at least 3 strengths. What is that the person is going to add value or by what they are going to add value to the client whom you are likely to refer. So that's very important when you do a KYT. And if you do a proper KYT and if you are able to create the trust, obviously promoting that member is very easy. Okay. So the next thing what BBB expects from you is you need to contribute. How do I contribute? I am coming for a meeting, I am participating, I am attending. What else do I have to contribute? Okay? You can contribute by way of bringing in visitors. You can contribute by way of doing your business presentation in such a way that you are able to attract your other fellow members to promote your business. You can contribute by doing the knowledge sharing sessions. Because each one of us here are our own successful business entrepreneurs. So we must have had a lot of experiences. Am I ready to share my experiences for the benefit of all others? Am I volunteering to do a KYC saying this is an experience which I had, probably it will help all others if I share that experience. Be part of the committees. I am glad that at least most of you are in some committee or other which already we have seen that. So be part of the committees because your contribution to the committee also is very vital. You may have a perspective which is totally different and probably can add value to the group and lead. Not only be a part of the committee, lead also wherever you get an opportunity take it as such, we are talking about group KYTs. I think there is he is going to be leading the group KYTs. Can you also probably work with him, or probably can you initiate something similar to that going forward? So there is enough opportunities for you to do this. And then the last one, then the growth happens. Okay? If you engage, if you contribute, then growth comes your way. That is opportunities. Because what happens is, engagement gives you what? Engagement gives you what? It gives you visibility. Right? You come to the meetings regularly, you participate, you become visible. Contribution builds your credibility. Right? So while engagement gives you visibility, contribution gives you credibility. People are going to trust you based on credibility, not on visibility alone. Visibility is important, but what is more important is credibility. So these two builds up your visibility and credibility. Once this is aligned, you will get your growth. Okay? So you get your references. You get your reference, you get business deals, partnership, collaborate, you also have an opportunity to enhance skills. There is plenty of growth opportunities provided you do this. So that's what I say is, if you have your ECG sound enough, I mean a doctor is here, probably will argue with me. If your ECG is sound enough, you are on the right track to grow your business. But the challenge that comes generally is that while BBB wants you to operate from ECG, I as a member when I enter, I want to do it this way. GCE is what I want. I expect that way only. Am I true? Isn't it? Most of us say, let me first get some business, then I will contribute. I have not got any business. But first I have done these two, and the question answer panamata. And if business first, then I will do contribution, I will engage with people. I expect business to come first. That will never happen. That will never happen. Let me guarantee you that if at all it happens, it could be short-lived. If you want to sustain your networking experience, sustain your networking growth, this is the process. You need to engage, you need to contribute and grow. That's why I said your ECG is to be very, very sound. And just for your information, as I said, I've been in this network forum for 3 years now. Can you imagine when did I get my first business? Any guesses? After 1 month? Okay. I got my first business in the 46th meeting, which is almost about 2 years of being in BBB. But what I did was, I kept on doing these things. I took up positions. I became a treasurer. I became a trainer with BBB. So whatever positions or whatever opportunities I got, I always seized it. That's where my trust and credibility got built up. So after I got my first business in 46 months, now I got more than 12 businesses within BBB itself. So business is happening, business is growing. We need to be ensuring that we do this correctly. If we don't do this, then what happens? Next slide. Okay, if my ECG is healthy, what happens? My business is wealthy. What happens if my ECG is not healthy? You need to do a bypass. The head table will do the bypass for you. Okay? They will sit with you, talk to you, guide you, saying that this is how you need to do this is where you probably are lacking in. So they give you an opportunity by doing a surgery, and if you become healthy again, you can become wealthy. But if you don't correct yourself, then obviously you will have to exit the business. So this is what I thought the fundamental is. Please remember ECG. You have a sound ECG, the business is sound. If you don't follow ECG, your business is at stake. Okay? So that is very, very important. This is something which is very interesting. What are the two commonly used words in networking? Yeah. One word is I. What is the next word? KYT. Okay. It's a 2-letter word. V. These are the two commonly used words, but unfortunately used in not the appropriate places. Let me explain that to you. So where should I use I? Where all should I use I in networking? Introducing ourselves? Contribute? Okay? Okay. Now tell me, which one sounds better? Saying that we all should get visitors for this chapter. Or I am saying I will get 5 visitors or I will get 10 visitors. But how do we say generally? Yes, yes, President, we all need to get more visitors. The chapter will only grow, we get more visitors. We all need to participate, we all need to engage. That is how we say, right? We never say that I will engage, I will come, I will contribute. Right? So what happens is, we actually use the words exchange. Wherever we need to use I in networking, we use we. We don't use that. So please use the word I whenever you want to show individual responsibility. The more you say I, it shows individual responsibility. But like as he is saying now, he is going to do a group KYT. He says, I will lead the group KYT, I will ensure that the group KYT is success. Rather than saying, we all should do a group KYT, we will all make it success. No, that doesn't show individual responsibility. So in networking, individual responsibility is very, very important because it helps our business. Correct? Who is responsible for our business or for my business? I am responsible. So you need to use the word I when it comes to individual responsibility. When you take initiative, use I. When you want to show ownership, when you are confident, and it also shows your commitment. Right? So I'm not saying using the word we is bad, but I'm saying using the word I is more powerful in networking than using the word we. Start practicing using the word I. Say that I will give, I will. Now the president said his target is 30 lakhs for this month, and probably 5 crores for the annual. So I'm going to give say 1 lakh of business, or I'm going to give 10 lakh of business in the next 3 months. Somebody can put up their hand and say, is there anybody here who wants to say that or who wants to commit that? So 1 lakh. Yes, sir. 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. 5. So if I add up, I think your 30 is already taken care of. Okay, then what are the where do we use we basically? Collective, we shows collective responsibility. Nothing wrong in using we. But when we need to show collective responsibility, where do we show collective responsibility? To the organization at the higher level. When tomorrow somebody from BBB Trust comes and says, we want Prithvi to achieve 10 crores at the end of the year. That time say, yes, we are all behind it. No, that is the time you use the word we, collective. So that is very important, we need to use it. The word we also says it's inclusive. Meaning all of us are in this together. So we care for each other. The only thing is that we is non-committal. Right? When I say we will do, who among us is going to lead? Who among us is going to do? What happens if we don't do it? Who is responsible? So it becomes a non-committal word whenever you want to use the word we. But it is more powerful when put in action. When we collectively decide to do something, when everybody gets involved, engaged, and the teamwork, what you said in the beginning, all these things become very, very powerful. So we need to understand where we should use the word I, where we should use the word we, so that not only our networking experience becomes more enjoyable, we are also able to get the desired results. Okay? Now, what is the important aspect of networking success? Communication. Because networking is all about communication, agree? It's all about communication. The way we meet people, the way we talk to them, what we talk to them, how we talk to them. Now, even before we understand this, please listen to her because whatever we are going to discuss will be based on the presentation. Yeah, go ahead.
Namaskaram and good morning, Bandhus. The recent heat wave, the climate change, the rise in temperature is really hitting us hard. So morning 8 o'clock you have the air conditions on. So what is it that you can do about it? Or what is it that we can do about it is always a question. Yes, we can. This is Moksha representing Jwala Risk Consulting. We have expertise in the space of climate change risks. We are environment and sustainability consultants. We work along with industries for all their environment and sustainability compliances and your journey towards going net zero. This is Moksha, once again representing Jwala Risk Consulting Private Limited. Thank you.
Thank you, Moksha. Very good, very nice.
Creative morning bandhus. My giver of the week is Mr. Arish. He is a managing director of Finwall International. Hi, this is Ram Gopal representing Moorament Media. We are a creative advertising agency. I have 16 years of experience in the media field. My ask is kindly connect me to the manufacturing industry who is having more than 50 plus employee in Ambattur. Thank you.
Anybody would like to do?
Upanayanams are done during April and May. Let us celebrate the function. Connect me with your family or friends who are planning to do Upanayanam in the coming months. We will be sharing with you dolls that represents why Upanayanam is done. This is Nisha here representing Sri Kolhapuri, the doll factory, manufacturers of traditional handmade dolls. My give of the week is Suraj Prasad, and my ask is families who are planning to celebrate Upanayanam function. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you all. Thank you for volunteering and doing this. Now, anybody would like to talk about how will you relate their communications? How will you relate their communication? Do you think their communication was appropriate, adequate, or was there something more, something less? Any discussions? To the point, okay. Now, I want you to understand only, as I said again, I'm coming to the fundamentals. So it's only, when you talk about communication, basically we need to understand that there are three fundamentals why we communicate, okay. The first one is, I communicate to inform. Okay, the first level of communication is communicating to inform. Who am I? What am I doing? Maybe about my company. So that is the basic information which probably everybody needs to first listen to you at least. Okay, so my first purpose of communication is I communicate to inform. So which is what Moksha did and Ram did, and even Nisha also did the same thing. They spoke about what their company does, what they do it. Is it enough? So the next stage is, you need to communicate to impress. What did Moksha do? How much of work they do in terms of environment management? What did he say in terms about his business? He said in terms of his capabilities, what he will be able to deliver. She said about how the function she will be able to contribute better through her dolls and other things. So what are they trying to do? They are trying to make an impression on the client on the good work that they can do, which can add value or benefit to the client. Okay, so your second level of communication should be to impress. And the next level of communication is most important, is to invite action. So I'm communicating to you because I want you to act. I want you to really take action on what I am saying or what I am requesting. He said, he spoke about his ask and give. I think Moksha didn't speak about her asks and gives. She missed out. She also spoke about her asks and gives. So that is, you are asking somebody to initiate action. Saying that I want you to connect me to XYZ. Or probably I can connect you to XYZ. Please come to me. That is also possible, both ways, give and take. Okay, so please understand the fundamentals of communication is there are three things you need to level, three levels you need to understand. First communication is, am I informing my clients what I am or what our company does? Very clearly. The second level of communication is, I need to impress. Because if you are not impressed about the work I do, or if you are not having credibility, if you are not having trust on the work I do, you are never going to take the third step. You are not going to refer me to anybody, right? So I need to impress upon what we have done, what value addition we can bring to you or to the clients, and based on which you will be able to refer or reach out to your clients and then promote our products, right? So that is very, very important. This is something which is very, very important, the basic networking etiquettes. So we have all come into networking. We have all come with the networking with an intention to contribute, to participate, to grow our business. So there are various expectations which we want to fulfill by getting into a networking forum. But let us understand some basic etiquettes we need to follow. What are they? First, accept people as they are. So I will not interact with the person. Okay? Accept them as they are. Don't see them from your eyes. Whoever they are, they have their own independent way of working, they are behaving, let it be. Let us respect that and then move ahead with that. That is the fundamental etiquette in networking. Don't expect others to be like you and then only you will choose that whether I interact with the person or not. Never going to happen. You will end up probably, I mean, disassociating yourself with more people than associating yourself with more people. Just because I do 100 crores or she does 10 crores doesn't mean that we both of us deserve different respect, right? So it's a mutual respect. All of us are our own entrepreneurs. All of us have been our own successful entrepreneurs in our own way. So let us show mutual respect to each other. Do not be judgmental. Very, very important. Okay? So yesterday I've done a KYT with Nisha and I didn't find it very useful. So I come and tell Moksha, hey Moksha, Nisha ta KYT pantad waste, nothing will come. She will get into judgmental. Okay, why should I do KYT with Nisha? Probably I'll spend the time with somebody else. This happens, very frequently happens. Never be judgmental. Have your own experience and then come to a decision. Nothing wrong even if you come to the same decision, but have your own experience. Right? So don't be, because the more you become judgmental, the more you keep away from people. Sometimes you may even antagonize people. And believe me, many times you will find out the people about whom we get a negative feedback are the ones probably really helping us to grow our business. We don't even know that. Because I may be not relevant to Moksha's business, I may be probably relevant to Ram's business. Right? So don't be judgmental, very, very important. Have discipline and courtesy. Be punctual to your meetings. I was very glad that you are able to start the meeting on time, in fact. So continue to do that. So we need to show the discipline and we also need to show the courtesy to other members. When the president says, please switch off your mobile or maybe put it on silent mode, it is a sign of courtesy which we show for the others. Not just a discipline, we also need to show that if maybe I'm probably not fully attending, but the person next to me may be fully attending. It could be a disturbance for them. So we need to show that courtesy. Okay? Very, very important. Plan, prepare, participate, and then progress. Don't come to a meeting without a plan. When you come for the meeting, have a plan. Maybe today I'm going to talk to XYZ person. Maybe I'm going to engage with this, or I'm going to share these thoughts. You need to have that plan. Don't just say that, okay, today 8 o'clock, there's a meeting, so let me go there. Let me see what happens. You will never progress. Please plan. Please prepare. What is that you want out of the meeting? What is that you're going to contribute for the meeting? Who are the people with whom you're going to engage? Have that plan in mind. It could be possible the plan which you had, the person didn't turn up, fair enough, but at least you have a plan. Okay? Very, very clear. The advantage is, one more thing is that when you plan, it will also improve your attendance. Supposing you have a plan saying that you want to talk to the person with whom you have engagement today, you call up and said, hey, are you coming for the meeting? No, you please come for the meeting. I have some important news for you. Let us discuss. Probably you are pulling somebody who is not ready to come for the meeting. So this will also help you to improve your attendance when you start planning. Dedicate for development. If you want to develop yourself, you need to dedicate. The common excuse people give for not attending his meeting is something came up at the last minute, I am busy, whatever it is, so I don't come for the meeting. But I don't feel that there is some value addition for me in the meeting, so I give some excuses. Happens many times with many people. Unless you dedicate yourself that if you want to develop your business in BBB, in networking, you need to dedicate. What is that you need to dedicate? The time for the meeting. When I say dedication, dedication only will come when you are ready to sacrifice something which probably you feel is important for you also. So if you are not prepared to sacrifice, like for instance, if I want to reduce my weight, if I want to go for jogging in the 5 o'clock in the morning, I need to sacrifice my sleep. I can't have both, right? So unless I dedicate myself for my development, for my improvement, for my progress in BBB, I will not be able to see results. So it's very important you need to dedicate. Know your boundaries. Very important. Many times we take people casually, or maybe we take people for granted. We talk about them, maybe we crack jokes about them. We may think it's in a lighter vein, but it may be offending to somebody else. Right? So you need to know your boundaries. Don't take others for granted. That's very, very important in networking. Be a keen learner. When 50 of us are here, there is an opportunity for each one of us to learn something new every day whenever we come for the meeting. When I observe people, when we interact with people, there is always a scope for me to learn. So you need to learn, you need to be a very keen learner. Practice patience. As I said, I practiced it. After 46 meetings, I got my first breakthrough. Okay, you need to practice patience. Have a calendar. Very, very, very important. Tell me any other business that allows you to book an appointment 1 year down the line or 6 months down the line. As the president was saying, they've already drawn up the calendar. You know when your next meeting is going to be in August, when you're going to be in September. Can you book your appointment now? Tell me any other business that gives you this freedom. You can do that only if you dedicate it. If you don't dedicate yourself to it, you will never do it. But if you dedicate it, you will block your September date now and not have any other appointment on that day, so that you don't come up with excuses saying that suddenly this customer requirement has come or suddenly this has come. Two things will happen. One, when you drop a calendar, you show your importance for BBB, your forum. And the second thing, you show that you are also very keen to develop yourself. So please drop a calendar. And one more request, have a diary or a notebook which is separate only for BBB meetings. These slip pads probably can help you to make some additional points, but you need to have your own diary. You need to have your own notebook which is exclusively devoted only for BBB related activities, because it's easy for you to track, it is easy for you to trace, and easy for you to engage. So make that as a practice, rather than taking up in scribbling pads and then going back home. Many times you miss it out and it get lost also. So it's one way of doing it is that have a separate notebook or a diary for it. Giving is the essential to networking, which is what repeatedly it has been said. Now each one of you have been given a name, right? Okay. What's the person's name?
Chitra Bhaskar, ma'am. So she's from Happy Doctor, and she makes doctors stress free. So I have good connections with doctors because I work with I am a doctors. I have my doctors group in May and June. So surely in 15 days I can get at least minimum 2 clients. Both are in pink color. Got my name. Okay.
For you to exchange, I'll come to you.
Sir, see Durga Prasad, sir. Diamond cutting tools. So I can write a thank you to Mr. Mihir of Diamond Craft, MD&C.
So you do it in the next 15 days. Today, okay, good. Now, sorry, again, I cannot go to everybody because there's a time shortage. Now, if you look at it, there are two things that is apparent. One, all the people who said they can connect. If I ask you why you did not do it before today, that is the purpose of attendance. See, when you attend some meeting, you are visible to somebody. Somebody is able to think about you and give an opportunity or maybe a reference for you. Very right, you are right. And second thing, in our own business, in day-to-day activities, honestly, we don't get time to think about BBB regularly. Once in a while we think. But when we are here, we only think about BBB. Right? So, in any cases, you have a reference to so, you need to put the commitment. Right. Exactly. So, this is the power of attendance. When you are attending a meeting, invariably people look at you, people think about you, you may land up with an opportunity which otherwise would never have happened. Right? So my request to each one of you is that all of you have got your own slips. At least in the next 15 days, complete your KYT with the respective people. So I am only asking for you to do one KYT with the respective person whomsoever you have got it. Is it a commitment? All of us can do that? Yes? Yes. So one KYT, maybe if about 50 KYTs you are able to do, even if you are generating about 30, 40 opportunity notes, that itself is a very good start for the chapter. So, President, one commitment, each one of them will do the KYTs with the respective members they have got, and then probably they will work on taking it forward. And again, when you do the KYT, remember, focus on the strengths. Focus on the strengths of the other person, focus on how you can promote the business of the other person, so that it can help you to support somebody else. There are 3 categories of viewers. I want you to identify yourself with one of these categories, I would like to give. How many of you would like to associate with this statement? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. These people say they would like to give, others don't want to give. So you want to see the other option. Maybe it might surprise you at the end also. Okay. Okay. So a few people say they would love to give because they are resource driven. People who say I would love to give or I would like to give, they are the ones who will say, let me first make my position strong, let me make myself comfortable. Then I would like to give to somebody else. First I need to ensure my stability, I need to ensure my position and that I don't get into a problem. Then I would like to give definitely. So these people say, I would like to give, but I'm not doing it today because I don't have the resources. I want to give. How many of you say I want to give? Not the ones who put up their hand before. 1, 2, 3 only. So what happens? Why you are not giving?
I have not fully understood their business problem.
You have not fully understood their businesses. Okay. What is the reason why people are not giving? Only thing is that they lack action. I want to give, but I am not taking the next step forward. Yarpa phone pandrathu. Right, okay, let him contact or let she contact me, then I will look into it. It's there in my mind that I want to give. I want to give it to Guru Prasad or Durga Prasad. Let Durga Prasad reach out to me. Avara paakumbodhu kudukala onna avasaram illa. So it's only an action. The intent is there, but the action is missing. Still you don't want to lift your hand? Huh? Okay, then let us look at the last category. I love to give. Okay, now all other hands will go up now. They have a strong will. So when they say that I love to give, they give now. They don't have any conditions attached. They feel, look, I need to give, I'll give. They don't look at resources, they don't look at time, they don't look at anything. They act instantly. Right? So these are basically, the 3 type of givers. Any idea who is this? Fantastic. Ramakant Achrekar with Tendulkar. Okay, next one. So why do you think I put this? Ramakant Achrekar was an unconditional giver. He was not that affluent that he can afford to give all his time, money, effort for Tendulkar. In fact, he used to spend money by taking Tendulkar around in his own scooter from one ground to another. That is the amount of giving he had. He never expected, that Tendulkar should give me this thing, then only I will do something. He felt that there is something this boy probably needs and he can give. He went ahead and gave it. He didn't even think about the benefits at all. Agreed? You are very right when you said. Today, because of that attitude of this person, we have somebody like a Tendulkar who is world renowned. So that is the culture from which we come in India. Our Indian culture is rooted in giving. And it's rooted in giving unconditional. So the next example I would like to give is that when we gave vaccine to that country, did we give vaccine when we are totally sufficient, when we are comfortable? We gave when we ourselves were in problem. We gave vaccine when somebody else desperately needed it. With the confidence, we will manage it out. We also have a problem. I'm not waiting for my problem to get sorted out. But I know that somebody else is also in desperate problem. They need it also. So I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to help them out. That is again the culture from which we come from. That is the way networking also succeeds. Without givers, networking is never going to succeed. Right? So we need to be unconditional givers. Let us not attach any tag. I will do this today, I will do this tomorrow, I will do this when the situation improves. No, never do that. If you have something to give now. That is why we say, give it now. So what's an opportunity note? So we saw about giving. Obviously, what do we give? We give opportunity notes to others, right? Give or create something which the others do not have. So I have a contact with, say, L&T company. My contact is good. And Ram requires a business in L&T, or he requires a contact in L&T. I tell Ram, okay, go on, we can work together. Maybe I can put you on to the person who's there and take my name for reference. You will be able to do the business. So the other person who's never had a contact with L&T, Ram never had a contact with L&T. So I'm giving him something which he never had before, right? So I'm trying to create business opportunities for him, and it enables Ram to grow his business further. So that is what is an opportunity note. Yeah. Why an opportunity note? Quickly. Why do we give? Because it helps build business. It can leverage our contacts so that it can help others in our own chapter. It builds relationships. The more we try to give opportunity note, the relationship between us starts growing better. And then it creates new avenues for business. So what business was not available for somebody else, I am able to create an avenue for them. Be a part of their growth story. Nothing is more satisfying than see the person with whom I am associated growing very well. Enjoy your joyous moments. Because when somebody else grows, when somebody else benefits, when somebody talks good about you, it is also going to be you adding a lot of joy for us, right? Yeah. It also shows compassion, right? This is important, I want you to understand. What is the best way to give? So what I have done is that I have classified the givers into 5 levels. What are the 5 levels we can give? Starting at L1. What is L1? L1 is nothing but I provide the contact details. So here, I as a giver, I am giving you a contact detail. You as a receiver, what you should do? You will explore, you will examine, and you will compete. So let us say, for instance, my neighbor wants to take a insurance policy. So Mr. Gopal is into insurance, right? So I tell Gopal, my neighbor wants to buy an insurance cop. Why don't you contact them? This is all I do. The rest, everything Gopal has to do it. He has to explore what type of insurance they want, what premium they would like to pay, what all additional inputs regarding that insurance, Gopal has to explore. So he will explore, he will examine, and then he will compete. I don't even know who are the other insurance companies that they are trying to offer. Everything Gopal has to do. So virtually what I have done, I have only given the contact details. Gopal does everything on his own. So virtually 100% of the job, Gopal is doing it here. Right? So that is one level of contact. The next level is, I give him with some information. So I tell Gopal, okay, they are only interested in LIC or they are only interested in ICICI or SBI. So now Gopal has some information at least to work upon. Okay? So what does he do? He prepares. So now that he has got some information, he will prepare it. Okay, what are the benefits of LIC or probably SBI, whichever the client is interested in. And then they prepare, present and compete. Here again, the majority of the work is done by the receiver. 10% is what the information is given by the giver, 90% is done by the receiver. The entire work has to be done by the receiver. Then the third level is connection. So I tell Gopal, come over. My neighbor, I will take you to the neighbor. You can just discuss with him and probably get things done. So I have a connection. I also tell my neighbor, I'm getting Gopal who is into insurance. He can probably help you out. So what does the receiver have? The receiver is welcome. My neighbor welcomes Gopal because I've told him, and he is listening to Gopal. He is willing to consider Gopal's offer, and then Gopal has to still compete. Okay, still he has to compete. And then the level 4. Level 4 is relationship. As I said, in the case of Ram, I said I take him to L&T. I know the purchase head there very, very closely. So I go and tell the purchaser, for all your what type? Advertising. For all your advertising, you need to work with Ram. He is good in that. So with my relationship, I am taking Ram there, and what does Ram do? So the Ram has got a direct entry to L&T now. Because of me, Ram gets a direct entry into L&T now. I have a very solid relationship with L&T because I have told customer is positive towards Ram. Ram still has to engage. Ram may get some preference because I have told him there is some trust I have with the client. Ram may still get some preference. Here, if you look at it, the work can be almost 50-50 or maybe it could be 60-40 also because I have done a little bit of more work than what I did in L1, L2 and L3. Right? So Ram gets some sort of a preference. And the best connect will be the last connect where I am in a position to recommend and influence. And in that case, what does the receiver has to do? They get priority, then negate competition. So if I go and tell my client, hey, insurance means you need to do only with Gopal. He is the best. Don't look at anybody else. What do? I recommend, I influence. So when I tell the person with whom I got the contacts, you need to do it only with so-and-so, so-and-so. And the person is also open to listening to me and then getting things done. The job of Gopal or Ram becomes much easier. Here, 80% of the work I have done, all they need to do is that, the rest 20%. The advantage here is, when it comes from a strong referral, you negate competition. Even if somebody else is slightly lower than you, better than you, the customer is not going to go for the other person because it's come from a very strong reference, a trusted source as far as the client is concerned. So they don't mind probably, getting somebody from a trusted source than somebody from an untrusted source. So if you are able to give it from these things. Find out who are all your L4 and L5 clients. All of you will have clients, right? All of you will have clients with whom we are very, very strong, with our close relationships, who will probably be listening to you and who may even accept your ideas and thoughts and suggestions. Please list it out. Share it among your own teams. Saying that, okay, if it's MRF, I got a very close contact, I probably know I can influence them, come and work with me, I can take you to MRF. Each one of you probably can identify 2 or 3 clients in your own portfolio. I think the entire team will stand benefited. So when you start giving, look at where is that you are here. Am I doing an L1 contact or probably doing L2, L3, L4, L5? Nothing wrong in doing this. I'm again saying nothing wrong. But the level of success here totally depends on the receiver. Whereas the level of success here is primarily because of the giver. When you talk about L4 and L5, the giver has got a larger role to play, unlike L1, L2, L3. Are we willing to share those details? Are we willing to give that type of customers to us? I mean, to our own fellow members. That will make a difference. If I'm going to say only this, if I'm going to look at only these 2, again, the person doesn't really benefit much because everything he has to do. There is some amount of, okay, it may be 10 to 20%, you can say that you have done something, at least putting on to somebody to connect. But everything has to be done by the receiver again. So you can engage in all these things also, but try to work on these 2 preferably where you can influence or probably you can directly get a connection to your referrals, to your own members there. So this is again the level of relationships which you have. Okay? Giving needs to be intentional, receiving needs to be incidental. Unfortunately, it's the other way around. Make giving as intentional. I want to give, I would love to give. Do it now. Make it intentional. Receiving is always incidental. Okay, fine. I've given you 10 business. If you also want to reciprocate, give me 4 or 5 business, I'm happy. But doesn't mean that unless you give me business, I will give you. No. Never have that approach. So receivers, they eat very well because they get a lot of things. They get a lot of things to receive. They are very, very happy. So they are able to really enjoy a good food. What do the givers do? The receivers sleep well. Right? So the receivers sleep well. So whether you want to be eating well or whether you want to be sleeping well, it's in your hands. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thanks a lot. And please, any questions I can take if there is any questions.